Ice Cream Month happens in July, and so does something else delicious. The very yummy Josh Groban comes to town on July 1st. But this dish is not a solo performance. No, he'll share the stage at Ball Arena with a special guest. You might have heard of her. It's Jennifer Hudson. I spoke with Josh about the tour that brings the two legendary voices together and a possible renaming of their tour, Tory style. Take a look. Ooh, I'm gonna have more. So Josh, this year you released Gems, the deluxe edition, and I wanted to talk to you because your music and lyrics evoke such emotion, and I'm also an emotional person. How do you do that night after night? Like, is there a routine, a warm up?
Well, there is definitely a routine and there's definitely a warm up. I think when you have to build the stamina to sing all those songs every night, it's just technically you got to just keep your instrument in shape and you try to not burn the candle and just be, the best that you can be on stage every night. I really try and pride myself on bringing the best that I have to offer every show. But then, the way that you kind of keep your brain fresh is that every night you just go on stage and you just say, okay, tonight I'm connecting with this audience. We're going to create something new tonight. Whatever happened last night, that's in the past. Tonight we're going to connect. And my songs have been such incredible soundtracks to my fans' lives, and I really don't take that for granted. And so every night I really try to make sure we all get to share that together. And it's not just like, we're not just all crying together. It's not, where there's a lot of like weird and funny and, we have a good time as well.
My favorite part about, you have a good singing voice, but I find you very funny. I just find you a very funny person. So cheers on that.
Listen, I got to thank the bullies for that when I was in junior high school.
Me too.
If I didn't have humor, I would still be hanging by my wedgie.
You're in the back room, just like.
That's right. I'd still be dangling.
That's so funny.
My voice would still be high.
You're coming to Denver and you're bringing someone we might not have heard of. Her name, I think it's Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah, really bright future. Yeah.
Tell me about your voices together and why you chose Jennifer Hudson.
Well, Jennifer Hudson is not a hard decision. She is one of the singular brilliant voices in our world today. And I always talk when I talk about voices. There are perfect voices, of which she has one, but there are also those voices that just give you the good feels and just have a pathos. And she has one of those instruments that I've admired for such a long time. She's also a pal. And, in this business, you talk about, we should do something together. We should figure something out. The stars aligning this summer for both of us with our schedules is a really kind of rare and wonderful thing. And so we're really excited to both sing our sets, but then also to have duet possibilities out there. We're going to find stuff that blows the roof off, and the audiences are really in for a treat.
Yeah, I mean, your voices melded together are going to be so powerful. J Hud, J Grobe, I'm going to be really excited.
Forget this poster. You just made the new one. You totally made the new one. Absolutely.
It rolls off the tongue.
I'm never going by my full name again. I want you to know that, Tory.
Do you have a favorite song? And I know it's a little Sophie's choice of me to ask you, but is there one where you like, this is going to kill?
Ooh. Well, I mean, look, it's an easy answer to say, like, the songs that have been kind of some of my biggest songs, of course, like Kill. When I go out there and do You Raise Me Up and To Where You Are and You Are Loved, and the songs that my fans really know backwards and forwards, the lights are in the air and everybody's singing along, and that feeling never sucks.
Right.
But I think for me personally, though, as a personal answer, it's those songs that came from an angsty 2 a.m. where I'm sitting at the piano and I'm just kind of like playing to get it out of my system and feeling very cathartic by writing music. And then you kind of flash back to those moments when you were going through such doubt and such dark moments. And then you're looking out at thousands of people that, are with you, and you're remembering those two moments. That is a very special feeling when you feel like you've gone from that nucleus of really being unsure about a lot of things to playing a song in front of people. That's the alchemy of writing that I find really, really fascinating.
They raise you up. You know what I mean?
They absolutely. You know what? You're not wrong.
New slogan. Okay, finally, I have to ask you. You have a new album coming out. Talk to me about it.
We're cooking up an album that is among my favorites, I think, that I've ever recorded. I have had a deep connection with film music for as long as I can remember. So my first songs that I ever recorded were for films. Working with film composers has been something I've done my whole career. So I thought, this is a time where I really just want to dive into being an interpreter, and I want to sing some of the great film songs of all time. So I'm making an album that's just these fully orchestrated, gorgeous film songs. They've been an absolute blast to record. And some of those, of course, will make an appearance on this show because we're going to have a lot of musicians on stage. So we're going to go big or go home with those.
Go big or go home. That sounds fantastic. Well, listen, it's really been an honor. You're one of the greatest voices ever, but we're two bullied kids just trying to make it
That's
in
it.
this world.
Just trying to untwist the wedgie. That's just of life. That's what
That's
we're
your
trying to
slogan,
do.
untwist the wedgie. That's exactly it.
This doesn't truly. It's just J Hud and J Grow untwisting the wedgie,
That's it. Stop.
raising us up.
Hardcore.
Not
Josh,
because of
thank
the
you
wedgie.
so much for your time. It's been an honest pleasure, and I love your voice and your humor.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care.
Bye.
Tickets are available now to experience two of the most acclaimed voices in music. Josh Groban with special guest Jennifer Hudson. They're coming to Ball Arena for one special night, July 1st. For tickets and information, go to joshgroban.com.